everybody, Kawakami here, and I am here today to just go on a fun rant about all the TV shows and cartoons that I have ever watched. Mega X4, Disney XD show, Will and Grace. I watched both when they were younger and when they get older. I watched both versions, the 90s version and I think it was like the 2017 version. I've watched A Series of Unfortunate Events twice. I watched it when it originally ran, and I rewatched it recently. To be honest, probably when I first watched it, I was just like, I can't believe they adapted the book like this. Second time I watched it, all I was thinking is, man, are the adults in this show dumb? Like, seriously, that was really what I was thinking. Is like, I get it. The adults are supposed to be dumb so they can fall for Olaf's antics. But like, dude, I just kept getting angry with Olaf because I was like, Olaf, so many times you could have freaking been rich, but you're too busy chasing these dang orphans. If you had left the orphans alone, you could have been rich 10 times over. But he was obsessed with these orphans, and I was just waiting for the moment that he just revealed that he just wants to kill the orphans and he doesn't really care about the fortune. It was halfway there by the end of the season 3 to be exact. Trust me, if you read the book A Series of Unfortunate Events, you definitely should see the show. Now granted, they do change some things from book to show, but not that much that you completely hate it. Next is Dead Time Stories. It was an absurd Nickelodeon show that had Jennifer Stone in it. I don't exactly know why they made the show. I think it probably was because it was around the time that Spooksville was out and Goosebumps and The Haunting Hour. That's pretty much why I think they wanted. I guess Nickelodeon wanted to have their own rendition of that. Which is funny because they also did... there was this show, Are You Afraid of the Dark? They did that show, and that show was almost way scarier than Goosebumps. Like, seriously, I really feel like that show was way scarier than Goosebumps and freaking The Haunting Hour. Granted, I haven't watched all of the show, but I will watch all of it. Just, people in the comment section, please do not spoil it. I don't want to know all the episodes yet. I have to watch it on my own. Family Matters. I have rewatched this show I don't know how many times. I cannot get enough Steve Urkel and the gang. Like, seriously, I love all of them. I love Carl. I love Laura. Eddie is a chore. Harriet is fun. When they had her played by the original actor and didn't have her get replaced in the last season. Listen, I'm not saying the new actress was bad. It just... at that point, they should have just ended the show if that actress was just gonna get replaced. Like, you should have just ended the show on a high note. Anyway, next is Riverdale. When I say I finished Riverdale, I just mean season 1 and 2. I did not watch season 3 or season 4 or season 5 or anything else beyond that. Just season 1, 2, and 3. I know most people be like, what does that mean? You didn't technically finish it? If you think I'm going back to those seasons, you're crazy. Man, Riverdale got bad. Let me tell you, season 1 was the best season it had. Even when I was watching season 2, I was like, this seems a little weird. What's going on? Full House. I watched it, and I also watched Fuller House. That's going to be on later on my list. But still, yeah, I watched Full House and Fuller House. You see, at first I didn't want to watch Fuller House because I was in the mindset of, why did they have to make Fuller House? Full House ended perfectly. And to be honest, I still kind of feel that way, but Fuller House was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It actually was pretty good. Mostly because it got to add a bunch of stuff that Full House didn't get to add because, you know, it was in a timeline where certain stuff you couldn't add because this wasn't the time period for it. Next is Make It Pop. This was so much fun because it kind of got it kind of got me into the music of K-pop, but not like fully, only half. I fully got into K-pop once I got fully onto YouTube. That's when I got into it. Austin and Ally. I loved Austin and Ally. I still do. Like, Dez is still my favorite character. That guy was so funny. And his rivalry with that other guy, it was just so hilarious. I just love that guy. And his friendship with Austin was great. Frankly, the whole teasing about him ending up with Trish thing, that was really unnecessary. I don't know why they added it. That was so weird. Austin and Ally were a cute couple at first, but I feel like in season 3 and 4, they kind of were like, well, Austin is going to become a big star soon, so they got to separate. But in the end, they still had them end up together. And I feel like I actually am happy that they broke up for a little bit, then ended up back together as they once they got older. Because I feel like that was a better option. 100 Things to Do Before High School. Let me tell you that I felt so angry that they never finished the show. I felt so sad when they announced that they weren't going to continue this. I was like, what? You didn't even get close to 100. This says 100 things to do before high school. They named like 5 things. And that was so disrespectful. I was like, I wanted to see them list off 100 things. You see, so many times I watch a show and it has the name 100 in it, and then they say they're going to do 100 and something. They never get to 100. 101 Dalmatian Street. They never name 100 puppies or anything. And I wanted to know what kind of amazing names they could use starting with D for 100 different characters and what kind of personalities they could have. Some of the personalities were fun, but it just felt like such a chore that they never actually did 100 things. But I get it. Anyway, Casey Undercover. I really enjoyed it. Up till the last season. The last season's kind of a blur to me. I only remember the first and second season. The rest of the season is a blur. Like, I finished it. I know I finished it. But either it was just pure nonsense or something or whatever. I don't know what it was. I just do not remember what happened at the end. Andy Mack. Let me tell you that I am so upset that Disney Plus does not have all of season 3, does not have the full thing of season 2, and only has the full thing of season 1. It's ridiculous. I get it. The actor that was on a certain actor that was on there obviously did some, let's just say, not so good things. But some of the episodes that they cut out, he didn't even show up. In season 3, he's completely cut out. They say his character went on a trip to freaking revise himself or whatever. So half of season 3, he's not even in it. So the fact that season 3 is almost completely gone is ridiculous. They could have kept all those episodes in there because he's barely in there. I know that for a fact because when I was watching season 3, I was like, it's kind of weird that the mother and the daughter are here. Where the freak is the father? Where'd the father go? Like, the father just completely disappeared, and I was so confused by that until I figured out why the actor wasn't in the show anymore. Wasn't really in the show anymore. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. Dog with a Blog. It was a fun show. I know most people say that this is like one of the worst Disney shows, but nah, man. Not even close. I've seen worse. Seriously, I have seen worse Disney shows. Trust me. Dog with a Blog isn't even in my top 10 worst. Nikki, Ricky, Dicky, and Dawn. Let me tell you, they had this plot where one of the quadruplets isn't a quadruplet, and they completely just dropped it. And I just felt so sad. It had 3 seasons. They could have at least given us a hint to which one it is. Frankly, I feel like it might be Dawn, because it feels like that probably would be the way it would go, because Dawn was always playing the, I really don't think I fit in the family kind of bit. So it would make sense if Dawn was was the one that isn't actually a quadruplet. But they just completely dropped that, and it was just such a shame. Talia in the kitchen. Let me tell you, I feel I do not get the hate around this show. It's not even that bad. Like when I was watching it, yes, it was cheesy. But I like the cooking aspect of it. I like that it included magic. But I guess people were over magicked because of freaking Every Which Way, House of Anubis and all that stuff. Because all those were airing around the same time. But let me just tell you, Talia in the Kitchen was not that bad as everybody kept making it out to be. They named it like one of the worst Nickelodeon shows next to Fred the Show and freaking Marvin. And let me tell you, it is not as bad as freaking Fred the Show. I just feel like people just did not understand why it was made. And to be honest, I feel like obviously it was just for people who just happen to like to cook and like cheesy comedy, aka people like me. But still, whatever. School of Rock. Frankly, I need to take that off the list. I never finished School of Rock, technically. I only watched like the first season, and even then, I barely finished it. I watched like, I don't know, maybe 10 episodes or so. And I gotta be honest with you, I know I didn't finish season 1 because I can't even tell you how the season 1 even ended. I Am Frankie. Let me tell you, I loved I Am Frankie. Do I feel it was kind of cringy for ending in the stereotypical there was an evil version of you at the end? Yes. It still was a fun season though. I absolutely loved it. It was literally the live action equivalent of My Life as a Teenage Robot, except without the whole saving the world kind of thing. Technically, it wasn't really saving the world. It was technically just saving a few scientists and all that stuff, and keeping Frankie's secret, a secret. Gotham. I absolutely loved how they developed the Joker. I absolutely loved how I absolutely love how Bruce Wayne turned into Batman. I absolutely loved that. I loved every character and how they explained all their backstories. They were all so much fun. I loved it. I especially loved the guy that played the Penguin. Like, that guy was hilarious. He was hilarious. Supergirl. I absolutely loved Supergirl. It was such a fun show, but that just makes me think they could have had a Supergirl the animated series. Instead, they just kept her in Justice League and all the other stuff. But hey, at least she got to be in her own kind of thing in the DC Superhero Girls, so I'm not unhappy about that. iCarly. I don't think I need to tell you how much. I don't think I need to tell you that obviously I grew up in the 2000s. So iCarly, I loved iCarly, just like everybody else pretty much did. And you better believe I watched the revival when it came out. Boy, iCarly was so much fun. I just love the characters. I do feel bad about the stuff that happened behind the scenes. It was really terrible. Especially when I heard about what happened with Jenna McCurdy and the trouble she had with her mom because of all the pressure of being like a child star and all that stuff. Yeah. But still, iCarly was a fun show. Drake and Josh. Boy, I loved Drake and Josh. Let me tell you, I would watch so many of these shows. I would just keep watching and watching and watching and watching so many times. That theme song is like one of the best Nickelodeon theme songs. I love Drake and Josh. Zoe 101. Let me tell you, I do like Zoe 101. Love it. It at least gets a B tier for me. It's not an A. It's not really an S, but a B tier at the least. I do go back to Zoe 101 and watch a few episodes from time to time, but I'm not that hype about Swing 101. Next, Declassified School Survival Guide. Let me tell you, I absolutely love this show. I think I was getting close to middle school when this show was airing. So I kind of found some of the things that they were talking about relatable. And so it was kind of fun watching it. Marvin. Listen. I know you people are going to say, oh, she's just going to be like all the other people and say that this is a worse show because it has Lucas playing an annoying alien with that kind of crazy voice again. No. You misunderstand. Y'all may hate me for this, but Marvin is my guilty pleasure. Yes, I admit it. I like Marvin, okay? I get it. Many people hate it, but the goofiness in it, even now, when I rewatch it, I still kind of like it, okay? Ooh, yeah. I kind of hated that it kind of ended on a cliffhanger, and I kind of really wanted to see more of it. But I understand why they probably didn't continue it. It wasn't as popular as people. It wasn't as popular after season 2 came out. I might be the only one who actually says that I liked Marvin. Everybody else hates it. I get why they hate it, but at the same time, like I said, it's my guilty pleasure. I like it. Sam and Cat. Let me tell you, at first, I loved Sam and Cat, but after rewatching it, I think iCarly and Victoria should have stayed separate. Putting them together with Sam and Cat being the main stars, yeah, not their bestest idea. That, I gotta say, was a terrible idea. I mean, I get it, odd couple dynamic, and sometimes I swear I almost ship these two as lesbians or something, because it almost felt like that. But the ending, it was so left field. I don't understand the ending. They literally ended it with a wig contest and freaking Cat getting arrested, and then Sam never telling Cat's grandma that she got arrested and just letting her grandma stay at the house the whole entire time so she can cook and clean for her. That was like one of the stupidest endings ever. No, wait. No, Victorious had the stupidest ending ever. They literally had an episode where it's just them saying yes to everything. That was the ending. What kind of stupid ending was that? They should have had like a grand finale of all the characters singing about their lives at the school and them graduating. It should have been like a full High School Musical experience, but no. An episode of them saying yes to everything? What? That was absolutely ridiculous. I do not know why they ended it that way. Man, that was so stupid. Oh, and Victorious was okay to me. To be honest, I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. It was just in the middle. Mostly, I feel like the only reason I really went back to the show was just because there were so many amazing singers in the show. That was the only reason I really watched Victorious. That was all. To be honest, I didn't really like the characters except Jade and Andre. Those were the only two characters I really, really liked. I mean, Kat was okay, but sometimes I really felt like they were making her too dumb. Hannah Montana. I absolutely love Hannah Montana. It is one of the funniest Disney shows. I absolutely love it. It is absolutely perfect. The song's amazing. The theme song is one of the best songs in it. One of my favorite songs is Wherever I Go, and I'll Always Remember You. Oh, and The Climb, I'm going to mention The Climb. That song still gets me emotional every time I hear it. There are so many songs for Hannah Montana that I like that naming them all would take too much time. So those are just the main ones I really, really love. Wolf Blood. Let me tell you that I love this series because it takes a whole different arc to the whole werewolf kind of thing. I love it. Wait, hold a minute. I'm sorry, I almost went down. Game Shakers. I mean, Game Shakers, the first season was okay. Mm, I didn't really, I didn't really care for the last season when they kind of teamed up and when they kind of had a crossover with Henry Danger. It was kind of okay. That was it. The Thundermans. I absolutely loved it. Except for the last season where they randomly made Phoebe evil. Let me tell you, that was the dumbest part of the show. I don't know why they did that. I guess they were like, well, we had Max be evil the whole entire time. What happens if Phoebe became evil? It was kind of dumb, and I really don't understand. And I really don't know why they wasted time even making that plotline. Life with Derek. It was an okay show. I enjoyed it when I was watching it. But I really hated the fact that everybody kept saying that just because the actors happened to date, that the characters in the show practically felt like they were acting like a couple. I definitely did not feel like that. My babysitter is a vampire. Loved it. Still love it. Rewatch it anytime I can. I love that theme song. And I seriously, I rewatch my favorite episodes of the show all the time. From season 1 to season 2, I rewatch the movie anytime I can. Bella and the Bulldogs. It was such a fun show. There were so many funny moments that actually had me laughing. One day I will rewatch it. Raven's Home. I mean, the first few seasons were okay, but then the later seasons, so many of the characters get cut out and are never mentioned again, mostly probably because the actors never come back again. And let me tell you, I did like the fact that they did go back to the That's So Raven, like, freaking studio, like the studio where the whole place where the cast of That's So Raven was in. But I kind of hated that they got rid of all the other characters except for, the boy. I forgot what his name is. I don't know how I forgot his name. Oh, well, anyway, that doesn't matter anyway. That's So Raven absolutely love. It was the best. Absolutely the best. That theme song forever stuck in my head. I love that show. 10 out of 10. Will always watch again. Jessie. Jessie, I love Jessie. Especially the Halloween episodes. The Halloween episodes are my favorite. Especially the season 2 one. It is hilarious. I love that reference to Shining like that. It was so funny. I know many people don't like Jessie, but I actually do. I get it, there's a lot of controversy around it, but I still kind of liked it. It's cheesy. What can I say? I'm a cheesy girl. Liv and Maddie. Watched it through and through. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. Now, did I feel a little bit sad when they went to California and kind of left behind a little bit of things? Yeah. But they did bring those things back. Lizzie McGuire. I did enjoy her inner turmoils about the crazy things. And I think that this was the first time in Disney that they ever mentioned the idea of a bra. Like when the episode when she was yelling, I want a bra, I was like, what? Oh, then that episode, I'm trying to remember, was it Miranda, whatever her name was, when she was having an unhealthy diet just to make her figure more fit. I was just like, oh no, girl, don't do this to yourself. Sunny with a Chance. I absolutely love Sunny with a Chance. It's just a shame that it didn't last that long, because I feel like it could have been really good, but it didn't last that long. Cory in the House. Now, when I say Cory in the House, I really mean season 1, because season 2 was impossible to find. I swear, I searched and searched for season 2. I only could find 3 episodes of season 2. I couldn't find none of season 2. Season 2 was like a mystery to me. I could not find that thing. Good Luck Charlie. I absolutely love Good Luck Charlie. That was my show. I absolutely love it. I just love the video diaries, the hilarious situations they would get in. My favorite episode is the treehouse episodes. The one where they try and save the treehouse, and then the other one where they try and rebuild the treehouse, and then they all go up there again. My favorite moment is in part 2, where they were like, "Hey, what happened the last time all of us were up here again?" And then, boom, it got destroyed again. 2 times in a row. My also favorite episode is the Hawaiian episode where there was a curse put on the whole entire family and bad stuff just keeps happening. My other favorite episode is when they're in this freaking, like, I don't know what you would call it, like a cabin or something. Yeah, they're like freaking up in this cabin, and it's like full The Shining kind of moment where it just seems like they're getting cursed or some. It's not like cursed. It's like they're straight up getting haunted. Ooh, boy, Good Luck Charlie has so many funny episodes. Next is Boy Meets World. Boy, I loved Boy Meets World. It is a fun show. Frankly, I do feel like Corey and Topanga got married a bit too early, but I did still like the show. It was a fun show. Girl Meets World was the reason I watched Boy Meets World. Girl Meets World is so funny to me. If it was on a different channel, it could have been way better. It could have been the equivalent to Boy Meets World, and it could have had more seasons. Such a shame that it never got picked up by a different studio. And trust me, people were petitioning the heck out of it, trying to get it to a new studio. That way it could be able to get more seasons. It could be more, a little bit more adult. Kind of the equivalent of the original Boy Meets World, where because they tried to make it more adult in Disney, but they just couldn't go as far as Andy Mack did. So, yeah. That's why people mostly be like, Andy Mack is what Girl Meets World tried to be. I didn't do it. Such a fun show. Season 1 is still my favorite season. Season 2, I agree with everybody. They should have kept the formula Season 1 had. It was such a fun show. Ant Farm. It was such a fun show. When they were in the regular high school. But once they moved to the college, it was kind of I wasn't really the strongest supporter of Oliver. Freaking Oliver and that other girl. I'm trying to remember her name. It's gonna drive me crazy. I cannot remember her name. But to be honest, those two getting together, it was just so forced. It felt so unnecessary. Shake It Up. One of my favorites growing up. I absolutely loved it. It was just such a good show. And I just could not turn it off. Best Friends Whenever. There goes my guilty pleasure territory. I know some people were on the fence about this show, saying it was just okay or they didn't like it, but I absolutely loved the episode. I loved the episodes where they would solve problems every time. I just loved those episodes. It was so much fun. I also loved the episodes where they actually go further back in time instead of just back like a day or two of their lives or something. The Haunted Hathaways. I still am upset how it ended, but it was such a fun show when it was airing. Round the Twist. Listen, I hated that the kids kept getting replaced until like season 3 and 4, where they officially decided, now we're just gonna let the kids grow up. Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. I absolutely love that show. It is just so fun and funny. My favorite episode is that superhero episode where they never confirm if it was a dream or if it was real. It was hilarious. I also enjoyed the Halloween episode where at first Cody was getting back at Zack for always pranking him. but then in the end they actually see a real ghost. I also love that in the Sweet Life on Deck they actually do make references to that. And and Cody is like, that was just a trick. There was no real ghost. And I'm just thinking to myself, dude, no, there was a real ghost. It was so fun. I also love the Hollywood episode. The Hollywood episode was fun too. Sweet Life on Deck. I like the episode where a computer where like an AI kind of falls in love with Cody and messes up with the ship until Cody agrees to date her. Oh, that was a funny episode. Or the episode where they became Ghostbusters. Now that was funny. One of my other favorite episodes was the episode where all of them were playing characters in fairy tales. That was a real fun episode. Wizards of Waverly Place. Loved Wizards of Waverly Place. Wizards Beyond Waverly Place is fun. I love the homages that they made to Wizards of Waverly Place. And I am so glad that in the finale Jennifer Stone is coming back, because that's all me and the rest of the audience wanted. We were like, hey, how come there's no Harper? Like, seriously, this woman who is playing Justin's wife looks exactly like Jennifer Stone. Like, it felt like, were they trying to make Harper, but they couldn't get Jennifer Stone, which made no sense because Jennifer Stone and David Deluge, I don't know how you say his last name, but they had like a podcast where they were making homages to episodes of Wizards of Waverly Place, so it would make no sense if they couldn't get Jennifer Stone to play Harper and play Justin's wife. But I guess it was just a pure coincidence or something, because Jennifer Stone is going to come back for the finale. So yeah, Lab Rats. I absolutely love Lab Rats. It's such a fun show. My favorite season is still season 2, when freaking Leo is going crazy because nobody believes him about Marcus. He tried his best to expose Marcus, but no matter what happened, Marcus didn't get revealed till it was too late. Every which way. Absolutely loved it. The 4th season I didn't love. Season 1 through 3 I did love. But season 4, no, I did not like season 4. House of Mouse. Let me tell you, I absolutely loved House of Mouse. It was so much fun. They need to revise that show and make a 2026 version of it, because that was such a fun show. And there are so many other, they could have made a fun show like that. Now I know many people will be like, wasn't Chibiverse kind of doing that? Not really, no. House of a Mouse was a gem back then. I loved it. Now, did I watch it back then? Technically, no. I watched it late in the game. Pig, Go, Banana, Cricket. I tried to give it a chance. Didn't really like it that much. The Adventures of Kid Danger. The animation was atrocious. I don't know what they were thinking. They should have just kept it in live action. I don't know why they even bothered making that into cartoon. Fresh Beat Band of Spies. It was a funny show. It was okay. I don't really remember much about it. There are a few tools I remember them using, like their instruments get turned into the spy objects. I do remember that, but besides that, I don't really remember that much. Wally Kazam. I watched like a few episodes of that, and I mean, it was okay kid show, but I never finished it. Rugrats Preschool Days. I love it, but the animation style, I kind of understand why they never picked it up into a full show. Monsters vs. Aliens. I unironically kind of like the theme song, and I did like the show when it was airing. It was a fun show, I thought. It wasn't anything special, but it was a fun show. Sanjay and Craig. Let me tell you, I do not know why I watched the show back then. I guess it was because I was on a Nickelodeon binge, and I was one of those naive kids where I was like, anything on Nickelodeon is funny. Yeah, Sanjay and Craig kind of finally got me out of that illusion of that. Breadwinners. Listen, I don't care what y'all say. I like this show, okay? Some moments are funny to me, okay? I like it. Over the Garden Wall. The thing is a masterpiece, and I will not hear any criticism about it. It is great from beginning to end. I watch it every time during Halloween. It is such a good show. Seriously. I don't know how they made that show. It was crazy. It was something I would never expect from Cartoon Network. Alvin and the Chipmunks. I don't know. Sorry that it says Alvin said the Chipmunk. Stupid autocorrect always be messing me up. Justice League. I absolutely love Justice League. It is such a fun series. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I like Justice League and Justice League. I like both Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. I like both of those. She-Ra and the Princess of Power. If you're wondering which version I mean the 2017 version. I mean that version. I absolutely loved that. It was so much fun. Scaredy Squirrel. It was so much of a fun, silly cartoon. I like it. The Casagrandes. I absolutely loved it, and I kind of hate that the fact that Casagrandes didn't continue, but the Loud House continued. I feel like they should have stayed airing side by side because it was such a fun show. I absolutely loved it. Bubble Guppies. I watched a few episodes of it. It was okay. Nothing really special. It was just a kid's show I would just turn on from time to time. Shimmer and Shine. I absolutely love that show and watched it through and through. I'm even rewatching it. Blaze and the Monster Machine. I don't even know why I put this on the list. I only watched it like 3 times. Nella and the Princess Knight. I did like that show so much. I would watch that show every time. Blue's Clues and You. I only watched like 2 episodes. I did like when they made homages to both Joe and Steve in the first episode. I did like that. Nothing else really interests me. Paw Patrol. I mean, the theme song gets stuck in your head. And the few episodes I saw with my niece, I mean, they're okay, but it's just background noise. I don't think I'll ever get into the show. I tried to give Peppa Pig a chance, I really did, but I just don't like it, no offense. I just don't like it. The Wild Thornberrys. I will rewatch The Wild Thornberrys until I get numb. I absolutely love The Wild Thornberrys. Penguins of Madagascar, absolutely love that series too. What's even funnier is the creators of the Penguins of Madagascar are also the people who helped create Kim Possible. Let me tell you, when I figured that out, my mind was blown. I didn't even realize that until they had shown their credits on there, and I was like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. No wonder Penguins of Madagascar was always so fun. Kung Fu Panda, Legends of Awesomeness. This show was okay, but the only reason I really watched it was because I had watched Kung Fu Panda. That was the only reason I ever watched it. That's it. That's the only reason I ever watched it. I never really had a reason. I just watched it just because. Okay, what's another one? Justice League Action. It wasn't as exciting as Justice League. It wasn't as exciting as Justice League Unlimited and Justice League and the other Justice League stuff. But it still was a fun show nonetheless. Although it was a bit more childish, I should say. Superman the Animated Series. Let me take that off the list because I never finished that. In fact, I'm technically catching up with that series. Tom and Jerry. I actually liked it. Tom and Jerry kids. I mean, I didn't really like them as kids. I prefer them as adults. They're way funnier that way. Tom and Jerry Tales and Tom and Jerry, those are the ones I really, really like. Young Justice. Loved it. I absolutely loved all of the characters in the show. It was just so much fun to me. I absolutely loved it. Code Lyoko. Let me tell you, I cannot believe I never grew up with this show. It is so crazy that I miss Code Lyoko. I wish I had watched it when it was airing. Because this show, I loved it so much. In fact, I rewatch it any chance I get. Ed and Eddie. Whew. This show is hilarious. Love it. There are so many times that these characters just crack me up for doing the most absurd things, especially Rolf. I don't know what was up with that guy. That guy was crazy. He was, I'm telling you guys, you don't understand. This guy was crazy. Anyway, Courage the Cowardly Dog. Absolutely love it. I do prefer season 1 more when when Courage was actually talking. I don't really like that they just went to just having him scream and all that stuff all the time, and just him going, oh, you want to... I didn't like that. I kind of preferred when he was talking. I guess they just like the sounds more, but I really preferred when Courage was actually talking. Such a shame that they never went back on that. Oh well. But it was fun when he was talking. Generator Rex. Let me tell you, when I first watched Generator Rex, I was like, whoa. And then I saw Man of Action, who did Ben 10, also did Generator Rex, and I was like, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. I'm not even surprised. It makes perfect sense that Generator Rex, and it makes total sense that the people who made Generator Rex, people made Ben 10, also made Generator Rex. It made sense to me. It made perfect sense. I have watched all the Ben 10s. Ben 10, the original, Ben 10 Alienverse, Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, Ben 10 Omniverse. I have watched them all. And yes, I have also watched the 2016 version, but the reason it's not on here is because I never really finished it. I was almost there. I almost finished it, but I never really finished it. Uncle Grandpa. Now, I know many people hate this series and think it's just random humor. And you're right, it is. But sometimes I like random, okay? I liked Uncle Grandpa. Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. Boy, I love how this show just flips the lid on the whole monsters just being people in costume thing. It was crazy. And the whole story-long mystery aspect of it was so much good. Like with Mr. E and the parrot, and like everything was things slowly getting pieced together for the finale. It was amazing. Ever After High. I love the different aspects of fairy tales in it. It was so much fun. And so many other fairy tales I could name. Regular show. Loved it, and yes, I will be watching Lost Tapes. Monster Allergy. Now, I know some of these shows, y'all probably have no idea what these shows are. Let me tell you, some of these shows you gotta check out, like Monster Allergy. Please at least check out the first season, because this show is fun. It's such a fun kids show. I love it. There were just so many crazy moments. I rewatched episodes of this show so many times because it's just such an absurd show. It's so absurd. Wolverine and the X-Men. It was an okay X-Men cartoon. I do not like that some of the cast wasn't in it, like the cast I'm used to, and was replaced with a completely different cast. Don't get me wrong, the completely different cast was okay, but I kind of prefer the original cast I'm used to in X-Men. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2012 one, which got me into TNMT in the first place. I love the 2012 version. Like I said, it's what got me into TNMT in the first place. I was always seeing commercials on this show, and I was always like, you know what, fine. People have been hyping up this show. Let me see what the big deal is. I finally watched it and I was like, okay, I get it now. I get why people like this show so much. The new Scooby-Doo movies. I mean, I like it, but the guest stars were a bit too much. Shaggy and Scooby-Doo get a clue. I don't hate it as much as everybody else hates it. I actually find it kind of fun that Scooby and Shaggy kind of do their own thing and face their own villains. Scooby-Doo and Guess Who is like this new Scooby-Doo movies, but with other guest stars. One of my favorite episodes is literally when the voice actors are cartoonized in the episode itself, and they make homages to the fact that they sound similar. It was so much fun. It was so funny. Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo. Listen. I know this might be controversial, but I don't hate Scrappy-Doo. Now, before you hit me with pitchforks, it's just I liked how he changed the dynamic. They're always running from monsters that they acclaim can't be real monsters. Scrappy is the only one who actually wants to put a fight with them. The only time you can ever get Scooby to try and put a fight up with any of these monsters is when you give him a Scooby snack. And even then, he'll still run away scared. The new Scrappy and Scooby-Doo show I really like. The reason why I like Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo is because they took the concept of making the monsters real and really ran with it. I really liked it. The 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. I like this series. It was a fun series. I mean, it was really short, but it was still fun. The Amazing World of Gumball. Love it. The Wattersons are just so much funny, and the colorful cast of characters is just so amazing, which is why I also watch The Amazingly Weird World of Gumball. Oh, sorry, I said The Amazingly. I meant The Wonderful Weird World of Gumball. I also watched that. I loved it. Max and Ruby. I like that too. I rewatch that anytime. It's just childhood memories. Arthur, like I said, childhood memories. What's new, Scooby-Doo? Fun times. Rewatch episodes of this show anytime I want. Listen, I get it. Many people don't like Johnny Test because of the slapstick and all that stuff and blah, blah, blah. Season 1 is the best season of the show, but I can't help it. I like all of Johnny Test. Not the new version. The new version kind of almost sucked the fun out of the old version. Kid versus Cat. Let me tell you that legit, back when I was living with my grandma, I would just almost stay up late at night watching episodes of Kid vs. Cat. And I don't understand what was the weird schedule of Kid vs. Cat. It would come on at the worst time. SpongeBob SquarePants. When I say finished, I mean I'm not watching any more of the new season. I know many people be like, finished? What do you mean finished? SpongeBob SquarePants is still going on. I mean, I'm finished with SpongeBob. I'm finished. I'm not watching any more of SpongeBob. I'm sorry, the new seasons just don't interest me anymore. They did interest me when Steven Hillenburg came back. May he rest in peace. But after that, I stopped getting interested. 16. This show was so much fun. Cyber Chase. Loved it. Did not understand when it came back because it almost ended perfectly, but then they brought it back again, and I was just like, why did they bring it back? I understand why they brought it back. It doesn't mean I liked it. Hey Arnold. Such a classic. Everything about this show I just loved. Especially the Halloween episode. Fish hooks. I watched it through and through. It just caught my attention so much. Madeline. I haven't really finished it, but I watched plenty of episodes. A pup named Scooby-Doo. Loved it. Especially the music, but that comes hand to hand when it comes to Scooby-Doo. Say what you want about any Scooby-Doo series, good or bad, you gotta admit the music always be good. Martha Speaks. It's just such a fun show. It's literally about a dog that eats alphabet soup, but the soup doesn't go to her stomach, it goes straight to her head, and now she can talk. It's such a fun concept, but also so bizarre. I literally watched an episode like this week where she was eating soup, but it was more of a Spanish cuisine. So she started speaking Spanish, and she helped one of her friends learn Spanish. Like that. World of Winx. It was definitely a fun show when it was airing. Kick Buttowski. I like that. Mighty B. It was one of my favorite Nickelodeon cartoons. And here is DC Superhero Girls. Now, if you ask me which version I mean the 2000 and I think it was 16. Yeah, 2016 version. The one that's mostly on YouTube. That version. I don't mean the one that's done by Lauren Faust. Because I'm watching that one. I never finished the one that's done by Lauren Faust. The Magic School Bus. Classic theme song. Forever live in my head. Forever love it. It's just always such a good show. I will never not love that show. The Proud Family. Listen, I watched Proud Family. And I'm also watching Louder and Prouder. And let me just tell you. Don't make me choose. I like both of them. They're both kinds of crazy, you know. Anyway, next is Juniper Lee. Now I bet many of y'all are like, wow, she has watched many obscene cartoons that many people don't even really remember. Yeah, I know. I am one of those weirdos that just really watches anything that I find entertaining. Anything I find entertaining, I will watch it. It's kind of funny that way. I don't know why some of these shows I ever watch, I just be like, this has a supernatural element, or this has to do with a hero, or whatever, or this show seems funny. And that's what gets me half of the time to watching these shows. Static Shock. They need to make a new version of this. It is such a shame that Static barely shows up in any of the DC stuff. I think the last time I saw him was in a random episode of Young Justice, and I still couldn't believe that they brought Static back. I was like, man, I think that's like the only time they ever mentioned Static. Static did have like a kind of cameo in Justice League, and I still couldn't believe they did that. That was crazy. I was like, no way did they really do that. I pretty much watched every Spider-Man the Animated Series, Spectacular Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man. I am also watching the new Spider-Man. I forgot what it was called. I'll remember what it was called later. But you get my point. anything Spider-Man, I will watch. And I love it. But I won't lie to you, Ultimate Spider-Man was what got me into watching all the Spider-Man cartoons. And I know many people don't like Ultimate Spider-Man, but I liked it. Spectacular Spider-Man is my favorite though. Sally Bollywood. It was a fun show. I definitely did like it. Jacob Tutu. Again, a fun kids show about a kid that just says things twice and gets on to all kinds of crazy adventures. What's funny is they don't just keep it like normal. There will be episodes where they straight up travel into another dimension and then just never mention it again, and then just random hijinks. It happens out of nowhere. So many times they'll just have a joke and it'll just come out of nowhere and you'll just be like, what just happened? Like, that happens way too many times, where a random thing will happen and they'll just wonder, why did that happen? And like, how did that happen? Jacob will just question it. I have watched all the Total Dramas. Total Drama Island, Total Drama Action, Total Drama World Tour, Total Drama Revenge of the Island, Total Drama All Stars, Total Drama Pakatu Island, Total Drama The Ridiculous Race. Now, I know many people are going to be like, they like Total Drama Island the most, the first season. But, and don't hate me for this, my favorite season is Total Drama All Stars. I know, many people hated it because it showed the worst aspects of their favorite characters. But to be honest, I also think that's why it makes Total Drama All Stars more funny. Though I don't exactly like that they cut the length of episodes. Like, usually for Total Drama Island Action World Tour, they had 26 episodes. But for some reason in Revenge of the Island, they cut it to 13 episodes. I don't know why they did that. I prefer that they had kept it 26 episodes, but it is what it is. Speed Racer Next Generation was a fun show. I definitely liked it. And I definitely maybe would rewatch Sabrina's Secret Life. I would watch anything Sabrina related. I liked it, but it did feel weird. Why? It did feel weird, the animation style. Lilo and Stitch the series. I loved Lilo and Stitch the series just as much as I loved the movie. Sabrina's Secret Life, like I said, loved it. Raymond Cunningham, Ninth Grade Ninja, let me tell you, I am glad that people do give their props to Randy Cunningham, Ninth Grade Ninja. I remember I was watching this cartoon from this channel called D-Toons, and they literally combined Randy Cunningham, Kim Possible, Danny Phantom, Ben 10, American Dragon. They combined all of them together, and I just loved it. Super Noobs. Now I know many people are going to be like, what the freak is Super Noobs? And to that I say, I know, it wasn't the best show, but to me, I still found it entertaining. So, you win some, you lose some. She's out. There was a lot of controversy around this show, but it also made it a cultural show. It's about a guy who finds a ring, and get this, the guy's name is Guy, and he puts on this ring and turns into a girl superhero named Shiza. My favorite episodes is when he meets Dude Pow. I mean, not when he meets Dude Pow. I meant the Dude Pow's second appearance. I also just love the episode where he learns to fly and all that stuff. I love all those episodes. These episodes were so much fun. It's too bad it was only one season. Man, I so wanted a season 2. Monster High. Let me tell you that I love the web series. The web series is so much fun for only a few seconds. It just was so much fun. Bratz. I love the theme song. I love the characters. So much vibe. X-Men the Animated Series. Best rendition of the X-Men. I love that. And I love that it kind of made like a revival of it with X-Men 97. No spoilers. I haven't really finished it. Sabrina the Teenage Witch 1971. Fun. Wasn't really much to it, just an Archie comic equivalent of it. Which makes sense because Sabrina did appear on the Archie comics. X-Men Evolution. Loved it. Inc. The Invisible Network of Kids. Fun. Mona the Vampire. Loved it. It was such a funny it was just such a funny series, but too many times I was like, I wish she was a real vampire and not just pretending to be a vampire, because her being a real vampire will be way more fun. Too bad. Atomic Betty. Such a fun show. I rewatched 3 seasons any chance I get. It's just such a fun show with Betty going into space. I don't exactly like that they showed space less and less in season 3 and just showed Earth. That I didn't like. Such a shame. Fairly Odd Parents. I hated how it ended. Season 10. In my mind, you do not exist. You do not exist. I can't believe they did that to my man like that. I cannot believe they did that to my characters like that. Adding Chloe was so unnecessary. DuckTales, the 2017 version. Loved it. Still rewatching any chance I get. Sonic SatAM. Again, loved it. Like I said, rewatching any chance I can. Teen Titans. The original Teen Titans. Let me make that very clear. You will never see me talk about Teen Titans Go, except for the fact that I don't understand how it's still running and it is a piece of trash. I know many people are going to be like, oh, you're still one of those that hates Teen Titans Go. I'm sorry, but it's just pure nonsense and I don't understand why anybody likes it. I get it. It's supposed to be for kids, but even for kids, I think they'll be like, are they trying to say we're dumb? Because no offense, the show does make it feel like they're trying to insult the kid audience. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Masterpiece, and I love it. The Loud House. Technically, I'm not finished with it. I don't even know why I have it on my finished list. But let me just say, I know this might be controversial, but is it wrong to say I still am watching The Loud House, even though many people say it decreased in quality over the years because they added more supernatural stuff instead of being a regular suburban life and all that stuff? Yes? Well, screw y'all. I'm still saying I like it. My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. Loved it. The last few seasons were kind of a little bit off. There weren't as many memorable episodes, but there were still some memorable episodes and memorable songs. Still love it though. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Loved it. I started rewatching it when it appeared on Tubi. Let me tell you, Tubi made me so happy when it started showing more Cartoon Network cartoons, because I was just so sad. I was like, HBO Max, how you gonna make a collab with Cartoon Network and then you're gonna completely get rid of pretty much almost all the Cartoon Network cartoons? Like, I was like, what was even the point of the collab in the first place? And that's why I am so scared. So scared of what's gonna happen next. Jake and the Neverland Pirates. It was a fun pirate themed show. Me and me. Technically, I didn't finish it. I watched season 1, 2, and I think 3, But I never finished it all the way to season 4, technically. Chowder. When I tell you the fourth wall jokes get me every time. Especially that episode where Chowder made the audience cry because he changed the show into something educational. I also like that episode where they run out of money for the animation team and the actual voice actors do a car wash. Ooh, that show cracks me up. Let me tell you, the number one thing you can win my heart is with fourth wall breaks. Flapjack. Flapjack. That show would scare me so many times with some of the moments and shots that they would show. I swear, Flapjack almost scared me more than Courage the Cowardly Dog. It still was a fun show, though. Starfish's Voice of the Year. Fun. Season 4 kind of ended in a kind of way. But still, I loved it when it was airing. Which, it was such a fun teen show. And that theme song, let me tell you, if you haven't listened to the Witch theme song, you gotta listen to it. That theme song is urban. I love that theme song. I can never get that theme song out of my head. I don't know how that music was so hard on the theme song. Totally Spies. Loved it. And yes, I did watch season 7. I still like season 1 through 6 better. Phineas and Ferb. Technically, it's still airing, so I technically didn't finish it. Still love it though. It's one of my favorite shows. Although season 5 is kind of mid. Let me tell you, that Candace suit episode, all I was yelling throughout it was, "Yell it, burn it with fire." And when they actually showed a flamethrower, I was like, "Yes, burn it." But they were like, "No, we're going to send it off to the Himalayas." "No, you should have burned it when you had the chance." I know, that would have been too graphic for a kid's show, but seriously, you really should have burned it. Anyway, Danny Phantom. Loved it. Absolutely great. Season 3 didn't end the bestest, but the episodes we got were still fun episodes, and I loved it. Tough Puppy. Listen, I know many people don't like it. They think it's like one of the lesser of the Butch Hartman cartoons, but I disagree completely. I love it, especially because Jerry Trainer plays Dudley. I mean, come on, man. Come on. It's Jerry Trainer. How can you hate it? Bunsen is a Beast. Now, this series was okay. I reacted to it while it was airing. Check my channel, Cal Kimmy. So, I don't hate it, but I didn't exactly love it because it was around the time where Fairly Odd Parents had the worst looking animation ever. Sophia the First. Loved it. It was such a fun show, and I loved every time a different princess would show up to help Sophia with her problem. Tangled the series. Loved it until the last season. Let me tell you, the fact that they did the cop-out of making Cassandra a villain, and for dumb reasons, I, along with everybody else, hated that. And the fact that they copped out in the end just to explain why Cassandra was never at the wedding was just so dumb. I'm sorry. I just hated the ending. It was bad. To be honest, most of the last season was bad. There were only a few episodes where I actually did like it. It's such a shame. Tangled the series opened very good. It had a very good opening. But the ending, how can you do my girl? How could you do that show like that? Also, for rebranding purposes, I don't know why, But they changed it from being just called Tangled to being called Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure. And I was just like, why did you change it? We already know it's about Rapunzel. You didn't have to put her name in it. Big Hero 6 series. Loved it. It was so much fun, and so many people had so many theories about when it came out and all that stuff. It was a fun show. Blue's Clues. Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it yells, I want mail. The songs are still stuck in my head to this day. I have rewatched Blue's Clues a number of times. Powerpuff Girls. Peak. Love it. And no, I am not including the reboot. The reboot is dead to me. Also, rest in peace to Tom Kane, who was the voice of Professor Utonium in him. He was amazing. Steven Universe and Steven Universe Future. Love Steven Universe. Kinda was rushed in the end. And Steven Universe Future. Why you had to put me through that? Huh? Why did you have to put me through that, man? Why did you have to do that to me? What did I ever do to you, Steven Universe Future? Why did you get me that emotionally wrecked? That was messed up what you did to me. That was messed up. Kim Possible. Oh, another role that Tom Kane did is he also voiced Monkey Fist. He played it amazingly in that. I didn't even know that was the same voice actor until I looked it up. After he passed away. Sorry I didn't give you her props, later on. Anyway, still liked it. It was a fun show. Kim Possible is top Disney cartoon. Top. I will never, ever say that I don't like Kim Possible. Because I do. I rewatch Kim Possible every time. And if you're going to ask me if I really liked Kim and Ron as a couple, yes I did. They were a fun couple. I liked them. And to be honest, it didn't really change the way they viewed their friendship. They just were calling each other boyfriend and girlfriend. It wasn't really that big of a deal. And I did like the graduation. I did like how the graduation, ended. Chalk Zone. Let me tell you that theme song. It is good. You have got to listen to Chalk Zone theme song if you have not. Chalk Zone is about this boy, Rudy Tabuti. He finds a magic chalk that takes him to this amazing world, Chalk Zone, where it's made out of everything that has ever been drawn on a chalkboard or drawn on a playground in elementary schools and all that stuff. And let me tell you, this is a fun, imaginative show, and I will always watch it. Any chance I get, I will watch it. Adventure Time. Now I know what you're going to say, but Adventure Time isn't over. It has side quests. No, I mean the original run of Adventure Time. That is over. It was fun. I remember I would rewatch the Simon arcs. They were fun. Such classics. Just could never stop loving that. Anyway, it was still a fun show, and I loved it for many reasons. Dexter's Laboratory. Loved it. Still do. The fact that the person who voices Dexter also voiced Jimmy Neutron blew my mind back in the day. But then when I listened side by side, I was like, okay, I can kind of hear it now. Anyway, Rugrats. Tommy, loved Chuck. He loved Lil, loved Phil, Dee Dee, Stu, Susie. Angelica's, sometimes she's good, sometimes she's bad. Kimmy, I did love when Kimmy got introduced. I did love it. I love Rugrats, especially the earlier seasons. The later seasons are okay, but the earlier seasons are where I really love it. Invader Zim. I love this series. I rewatched this. I've started rewatching it again. American Dragon. It is peak. It is perfect. I absolutely loved it. The ending was kind of a cop-out, but no, it was okay. The one thing I really didn't get the fact was that they were keeping their lives a secret to the dad, and it felt so dumb. It really felt like he could have just acted like a nervous dad, always trying to help them hide the secret that they're dragons. But no, they just always kept him in the dark. Kind of dumb. I wish there had been an episode where he felt ultimately betrayed that his wife and his whole entire family kept this a secret from him, but they kind of rushed it into the ending and didn't really acknowledge it. Such a shame. All grown up. It's okay, but I didn't love it. No. I did not love it. The Backyardigans. Such a classic, like I said. Any chance I get. I love the Backyardigans. My Life as a Teenage Robot. Perfect. Love it. Will love it from the test of time. Planet Sheen. Trash, and I don't know why I ever watched it. The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Peak. It is perfect. It is lovely. I do not. Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy is so amazing. I really wish they had made Underfist. It is such a shame that they did not make Underfist. I really wish they had made Underfist. Okay, I'm about to do a speed round because I want to watch an episode of something, and this video has been long enough. Covenant Kids Next Door, loved it. Dora the Explorer, it was okay. Loved it. Kind of pretty much shaped my childhood. Legend of Korra. At first, I was like everybody else, and I judged it too harshly because I was thinking that it was just trying to become a replacement for Avatar: The Last Airbender, even though Avatar: The Last Airbender could never be replaced. But in the end, I realized, just like everybody else, that it was not that bad. Dora and Friends Into the City. It was a fun series. It was just as fun as the original Dora the Explorer. But that's besides the point, and I loved it. Fanboy and Chum Chum. It was I don't know why I watched it. Back of the Barnyard. It was still don't know why I watched it. Twinstein. It's fun if you like Egyptian lore and all that stuff. If you like that, you'll love this. Growing Up Creepy. If you like bugs, you'll like this show. The Lion Guard. Let me tell you that I think it is a great kind of successor to Lion King. I know many people just think it's just a kids show, but no, seriously. If you actually are like a Lion King fanatic, you really should watch The Lion Guard. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Loved it. The Simpsons. The earlier seasons. Loved it. Gravity Falls. Masterpiece. Loved it. Recess. Perfect. School Rock. Fun. The Secret Saturdays. Oh, perfect. I understand why everybody was getting that so much hype. Criminal Minds. The earlier seasons before it came back. Loved it. Sister. Loved it. Degrassi High. It was an acquired taste. Will and Grace 2017. It was okay. The Owl House. Loved it. Hated how season 3 ended, but Unfortunately, it had to be rushed. Wah, wah, wah. Amphibia loved it. Everybody hates Chris. I mean, it was funny. Didn't completely hate it. But to be honest, I kind of hated that everybody was picking on Chris. I know many people find it more funny, but I don't know. I just kept feeling bad for Chris the whole entire time. Queer as folk. I mean, I liked it. It was fun. It was a fun LGBT show. The Goldbergs. Let me tell you that mother was driving me crazy with how close she was with her children. Especially the littlest child. I was like, girl, you need to get a hobby. It was good when she actually did get a hobby. I was happy about that. Supernatural Academy. Let me tell you, the hype was worth it. As told by Ginger. Perfect. I loved it. Okay, not perfect. I kind of hated how they did the character. I think his name was Darren. How they did his character in the end. They did his character dirty. At first, he was a nice kid, but then they turned him into a complete jerk. And I hated that. I really, really hated that. Rise of the TNT. I am so sorry I judged it too harshly. But then when I rewatched it, peak School for Vampires. It's a fun vampire show. If you like fun vampire shows, watch it. Switched at Birth. Let me tell you, many times I got angry with the characters, but in the end I still finished it. And you know, maybe I would rewatch it. But only with certain episodes, that's all. Anyway, that's all the shows and cartoons that I have finished. Tomorrow, I will give you my list of all the anime that I have finished. Have a good day. Bye. 1 minute.